Hey guys, Mike Bland with SIS Global Investigations. I was going to make a video on how to tell if you're being followed in a vehicle. A lot of people always wonder this, and how to tell and then how to react. So if you're driving down the highway, city street, back road, whatever, generally I just like to always call it drawing the line, the proverbial line in the sand, if you will. Meaning, if you see a vehicle, let's say you're a man or woman, you're pulling out of your gym and you're headed home or going to the store and then headed home or whatever, running errands, and you keep seeing the same vehicle, group of vehicles, same person, group of persons, and they just keep pulling into everywhere you're going, sitting across the street, watching you, doing static surveillance on you, or they're doing mobile surveillance on you, or they're doing a revolving tail, meaning they've got numerous vehicles that just keep overlapping, taking the spot of the other guy, playing leapfrog. So some of the basic ways to notice this is, first of all, you got to be observant. You got to be noticing these same vehicles. Sometimes if you can do this without letting them know that you see them and making it very obvious, that's best. If you can obtain the license plates, you can then have a private investigator like myself check those plates, check the registration, see what they come back to. Maybe find out your answer real easily. So as far as making these people trip up, things you can do are drive extremely slow, see if the vehicle's on the interstate or then staying further back behind you, while all the other vehicles are continuing on around you. You can drive at a safe speed, but speed up, and these vehicles will leave everyone else behind, and then they will try to pursue you, which is the opposite of the going slower scenario, obviously. Another thing you can do is go into what is called a choke point, which is all of a sudden pull in behind a Walmart, behind a Target store, wherever, and then see if one of the vehicles or the vehicle following you falls for the trick and comes back there, exposing themselves. That's usually a pretty obvious thing there. Here's the deal. A person who is professional like myself, I'm not going to fall for that. I'm not going to follow you back there. So another thing you have to take into consideration, if you're a man by yourself, if you're a woman, you're alone, is doing that scenario. If it's someone who is a threat to you, trying to harm you, assault you, rape you, kill you, whatever, a violent ex, someone who's made threats to you, absolutely do not pull back into an area like that alone. That is only for someone who is, pretty confident in their abilities, has someone with them, maybe a concealed weapons holder, your law enforcement, but you have a lot more foundation in your training and your abilities and your confidence, and you feel much safer because you do not want to put yourself in a compromising situation where they then block you in or try to do something to you. So, you could talk all day on these topics. I like to just give the highlights and give the ones that are the most common scenarios you're going to encounter and the most common ways to kind of mitigate these things. So again, just keep it in the back of your mind. Write down the vehicle descriptions, write down the license plates. And, again, if you're in a messy divorce or in your business dispute or you're doing something like that, just keep these things in mind. You don't have to confront these people, become hostile, make a confrontation. You can let your private investigator know, let your attorney know. Like I said, try to do the counter surveillance and figure out who these people are, what they want. If you're not doing anything wrong, don't worry about it. But again, don't confront them. Don't become hostile. You can always call law enforcement. You can call 911, have these cars pulled over. Let the officers know they've been following you and you would like to know for your safety who these people are once they ID them. And generally, state laws, being a victim of a crime, which in that case could be stalking, you, under the victim's rights advocates laws, You are privy to information on suspects, police reports, information that for your safety, you know, police reports if the person's incarcerated, you know, where they're incarcerated, time they're released. So, and also once these people are identified, it's very possible you could be applying for a restraining order, ex parte, that type of thing. And also letting your friends, family, and coworkers know who these persons are, getting photos of them, and then to be on the lookout for them. So many topics here we can discuss, but those are my pointers from a professional investigator point of view on how to tell if you're being followed and what to do. All right, guys, stay tuned. There's much more to follow.